So I saw a comment on one of the documentary posts that I did for the Triller docuseries lead up to the fight, and a bunch of people hit me up and were like, "Bro, that piece of content." You texted me. You're like, "That piece of content was amazing."
Yeah.
One of the top comments was like, "Man, if Jake just talked like this all the time, he would have so many more fans. ... But he also wouldn't be as wealthy."
Do you find that to be true?
Yeah,
because I wouldn't be ruffling as many feathers. Like think of I've purposely pitted the MMA community against me for this fight just so they will tune in and watch it.
Smart. So
And
you're
I think
after the bag, not the fans.
Look at how much uproar. Yeah, I mean, yeah, both. I think both, but I have those fans. I have the fans.
So you'd rather
They're
be known for what you want to do, let alone be like, oh, I'm just gonna do this to be a crowd pleaser.
I think marketing is a game.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing a great
No,
job.
you're
We're all
right.
talking
Oh yeah,
about
you're
it.
crushing it.
Yo, life is a game. This whole shit is.
We're on a
fucking
spinning
simulation.
rock.
But that's what I'm
Makes no
saying
sense.
You still
is
have pink eye.
that's why I went specifically after the MMA community so hard and fought an MMA fighter, because now they all fucking hate me and now they're all gonna root for Ben and tune in and buy the fight and look at the results. And then afterwards, no one's gonna talk about this podcast or any of that. And that's the way it goes. And
That's just the
you know,
way it is.
I don't like necessarily pissing people off, but it's a business at the end of the day. And people have made me the villain, right? People have put me into that corner, and
Well, I think
it's
you've
an
done a
uphill
decent
battle.
amount. I think you've done a decent amount of doing it. Jake,
I agree, but it's like
we talked about this before the show a little bit, and I think right now it's working very well. You're the face of Fight Club for Triller. Everybody's talking about it. There's not another boxing event or boxer, maybe with the exception of him, and you guys are about the same level, that is getting as much discussion as you guys are right now. You're doing a great job of it, right? But we went through this exercise with your brother a little bit. There was the very, very, very likable off-camera Logan Paul, and then there was an extremely over-the-top, douchey 2017, ayo, Logan wants like anything for views Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And over the course of 4 years, I want to finish this thought because it's important. Stop with the dramatics.
I can't concentrate. Could you put your glasses on, please?
Over the past 4 years, what has happened is you've seen those two roads converge into a much closer on and off camera persona. And so people say, "Oh, I watch Logan on the podcast," and then when I see him on the vlogs, he's much closer to what he is on the podcast, and so we get a better idea of what Logan Paul really is. And I know you off camera, and you're not a prying fucking asshole. You're not a over the top shit talking, sociopath or whatever people call it. I don't know what the words are, bully, whatever. You love your mom, you love your family. You're very focused on what you want to be in life. And so my curiosity is, when will what clicked for your brother start to click for you, and you'll start to see those? Because I know it will happen.
I think it, like I said, I think it sort of clicked for me in this past 3 weeks because of a couple of situations that took place, and I also think it's something that you sort of have to shake off. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's sort of something that you have to come to a realization of, and I'm figuring it out as I go, because my whole life I've grown up on camera, and so I'm constantly changing. Who am I? What do I want to be? What's my brand? What am I doing? It's not an easy thing to figure out, especially through these monumental years of like going from 17 to 24.
Most important years of your life.
And I think
literally.
that change sort of took place around this exact age with Logan. And yeah, like I don't know. I'm getting there. And I want people to see the real me, and I want to be as authentic as possible. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know. We're also in the fight business, right? Like, I'm a fighter.
And in the entertainment
So I
business.
think people will always sort of have this hatred towards me because of the confidence I have in myself. So, like, when I'm shit talking, I actually believe what I'm saying. Maybe I could be like, hey, yeah, I think I'm going to knock him out in 2 rounds, and you look like a middle-aged Dutch woman, and Masvidal beat you, and I'm going to call Masvidal, hey, Masvidal, yeah.
You said it was his dad.
Beat you.
You said, your dad's calling.
Yeah, like all your dads. Like no one would really watch that, would they? Like if I was just like, I don't know.
With two of the same kind of over humble people kind of sitting in the same place at the same time.
Yeah,
like,
like,
I respect you. I really think you're a great fighter. I love what you
Yeah.
did in the sport. And the other person says,
Hey,
you know,
I'm
you're
with.
great
Hey, I'm
too.
with it.
Exactly.
You got to sell the
So,
fucking.
so
yeah,
when McGregor and Poirier were going up to their lead up, I watched the press conference, and I'm like, this is lame. This is boring as fuck. They're like, he's a great fighter, and this time around it's gonna be awesome, and I have respect for him, and I'm gonna buy your hot sauce, and I'm gonna buy your whiskey. I'm like, bro, shut the. No one cares. I'm like, bro, this is not what people want to see.
Right.
And so if I have to be the villain and like piss up some people off,
It's fun. It's funny. It's
Who-
I can
who-
see that marketer in you ticking.
who is the highest paid boxer of all time?
Floyd Money Mayweather,
And,
baby.
and who is the most hated boxer of all time?
He's
Floyd
one of them
Money
for sure.
Mayweather.
People didn't
baby.
watch Floyd at the end of his career to see him win. They watched to see him lose. But like, all right, let's say I don't call Conor McGregor an Irish cunt. Then
in some crazy hypothetical
in
world.
some crazy world, right? Let's look at it. Conor McGregor then doesn't talk about your fight versus Floyd. He doesn't. Media doesn't bring it up to him, and he doesn't talk about directly fighting me. Nate Diaz doesn't jump in and say this kid should shut the fuck up. He's gonna get smacked.
Hey, he's right.
And
he's right.
He is.
And
It's a
the whole
world. It's a
MMA
world I
community-
don't
and
understand.
so now I have 5 potential fights in the future. I want to knock out Nate Diaz. Come out of the woodworks. He's talking shit. We're
Ben
going back and
Askren's-
forth on IG stories. Conor McGregor fight became a lot more real.
Yeah.
So
Askren said the same shit when he was poking Masvidal. Bro, these fighters are it's all just strategic. Like they might not mean it, or maybe all of it some of the time, but you got to prod people if you want to get what you want. And if he wants to fight Conor McGregor, is that still on the agenda?
100%. Yeah.
Who are you gonna call out after you win?
I don't know. I was thinking about that. I don't think I'm gonna call out anyone, to be honest. I think the team has to go back and like really strategize who makes the most sense as a next fight and who actually can maybe A, get out of their UFC contract, or B, actually sign a fight contract to fight me.